Hey everybody, it's Katherine from Chakras and Cusswords, and welcome. I'm here to talk about the full moon in Sagittarius and pull some cards for you guys for some full moon intentions and to get us kind of inspired to create some full moon rituals. So the full moon in Sagittarius is happening June 3rd and June 4th, depending on your exact location where you are located at. So what is so fun about this full moon, it's also known as the strawberry moon, and it's also kind of like known as the moon to be closing out this spring area and entering the new summer vibes. And I love that area of the strawberry moon. It really, to me, when I think about strawberries, I think of summer, I think of friends, I think of like summer picnics, going out, having fun at parties, and it just kind of really brings that vibration. And this is actually a beautiful time for you to get more acquainted with being outside, expressing yourself with your friends, especially when we have it happening with the zodiac of Sagittarius. The Sagittarius is known for being like bold, witty, super self-aware, which is amazing, and also is really kind of known for having that lucky streak. And also we have the Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is such a vibrant, vibracious planet that's really structured on growth and structured on abundance. So some people might even say that this is like one of the luckiest full moons out there. So this is a great time to create some moon water, also create some rituals around the full moon, create some intentions, create some manifestations, but for everybody, it's totally different. And before we create manifestations, we always want to set a center of release. And especially here with this full moon in Sagittarius, we're going to want to release when it comes towards limiting self-beliefs, also areas where we feel like people aren't respecting our boundaries, and having an area where we feel at still and at peace of where we are right now, where we are in our lucky state already. I love the Sagittarius. It's a fiery zodiac. And also what's happening too around this time is we have a lot of transits that are really picking up that Jupiter energy that are aligned with the moon. So we have the North Node, which is our current state, and our area of where we are right now in our destiny path, understanding that placement being aligned in Taurus. And we also have it being aligned with that area of communication because we still have Mercury in Taurus. So this is a vibrant time. This is really a vibrant time to pick up that area of relationships as well. And what's great about this full moon is this is a beautiful time to do it because it is making us feel just a little bit more abundant and a little bit more centered around growth. So I'm actually going to do some areas of reading where these are going to be places where you might want to set intentions. I will be doing the Light Seers tarot deck, and I will be doing it for all of the zodiac elements. And remember, I go in my same rotation that I always go in, which is fire signs. And then we go to water signs, and then we go to earth signs, and then we go to air signs. I will be picking 1 to 2 cards of the tarot, and I then will pick a oracle card. So this is the Divine Feminine deck oracle, and this is going to be areas around intentions. The tarot, we'll see what the cards read and how we want to play this out, how we want to work this area through, right? And for each meaning, it might feel a little bit different. It might feel a little bit more vibracious than what you're used to. You know, tarot is kind of a different type of messaging. It is can feel a little bit abrupt, and it can even feel a little bit some might say like scary. You know, some of the cards do look a little bit more visual versus the oracle. But don't worry, I'm going to talk you through this. We're going to get through this, and it is time for us to receive this messaging. Okay, so I just want to remind you guys that we are starting with fire signs. And if you are a fire sign, that means you are a Sagittarius, Aries, or a Leo. And we currently have the sun in Gemini right now. So that is a beautiful time for these full moon intentions. But before we create intentions, remember, we always want to release. And for most people, we want to release in areas of insecurities and also areas where we feel that people aren't respecting our boundaries. And the Sagittarius is really like a very, how can you explain it? How can I explain it? A very courageous sign. And it's also kind of like that sign that has its own structure, its own flow, right? I love the Sagittarius flow. The Sagittarius flow is like so fun. Okay, so the first two cards that I have for the fire signs is we have the Queen of Swords and also the Page of Wands. This right here, these two cards, I love the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, actually, when I see this card, it really reminds me of kind of like the energy of an air sign, but it makes sense that this is coming up for the fire element. This right now is letting me know that you are on a space that's a flowing outward, and you really kind of have to continue to flow outward. Don't let people get you off track, and don't let people get you unstructured. Continue to go on your journey. Continue to create your intentions. You have a journey that's very destined and very brave. And it's funny that this is really coming up for the full moon in Sagittarius, since this is a fire element that I'm pulling for. And also it's a beautiful time for you to really be focused. And with these full moons, sometimes, you know, people are like, for the full moons, we only want to release. Not necessarily. We can release, we could do self-care, we can do all of it. But we want to set intentions. We want to set intentions after we release. So make sure you release whatever limiting self-beliefs you have. If you need to do a ritual, throw it away. You know, write maybe something in a journal, write something that is centered around a limiting self-belief, and just write it out, what that limiting self-belief is, and throw it away, burn it. Like, in all honesty, this would be a perfect time to burn it. Continue that journey. And what I see right here with the Page of Wands is when you continue that journey, when you continue that element, you are in the right direction. You are really in the right direction, and there is going to be an area of celebration. There is a lot of area of will that is coming up that lets me know that it's not so much that the strategy isn't there, or that everything is structured with a negative, or everything is pulling you back from your outward journey. But maybe the power needs to have that initiative. Maybe that power just needs to really unite. And for your intention card, which is based off the Divine Feminine, so even though it is a masculine moon, I wanted to pull for an area of feminine and an area of something a little bit more subtle and not so strict, or not so tied down, since we do have a lot of masculine energy with this full moon, but we do have the feminine as well. So this is Kali, the mother of the universe. I release all that doesn't serve me. It is time to be the truth of who I am. And definitely it is that time to release that energy. Say goodbye to the limiting self-beliefs. Say goodbye to that area of holding you down. Perfect. Okay, so that was for the fire signs. We are going to move on to the earth signs. So the earth signs consist of the Virgo, the Taurus, and also the Capricorn. So there's so much like new energy, especially for the Taurus. Oh my gosh, talk about a high energy year for the Taurus. Is Jupiter in Taurus, Mercury's currently in Taurus, I think Venus is in Taurus. It's just a vibracious time for the Taurus placements. And also for the Capricorn, I just want to say hey, you know, we got Pluto going back retrograde into Capricorn. So if there's been some areas that you want to release and kind of reflect on, this will be, especially when it comes towards career and transformation, this will be a perfect time to do it. And for the Virgo, this is just really a good time for the Virgo to enjoy this moment, right? We don't have any high impact transits, but it's a good time to enjoy it, right? To enjoy the stillness, the gratitude. Ooh, Ace of Cups. That's one of my favorite cards. And Hangman. Ooh, two of my favorites. Okay. So for the Ace of Cups, I feel like maybe for some of the earth signs, maybe there's a message of clarity. And what's funny about this is with this full moon, this is a time that clarity is going to come a little bit more easier. That area of clarity is really going to pull through. If you have a lot of questions to the universe, meditate on it, ground on it, release, and understand that even if the answer isn't necessarily something that you were hoping for, but sometimes it's something that you have to hear. And for the earth signs, this lets me know that you have a big decision coming after you receive the message, after you receive that third eye opening, right? Of trusting your intentions, trusting your decisions. And a lot of this speaks the third eye, right? We're also going to want to trust that process of understanding and respecting our own heart chakra energy, as we see right here, and respecting our own boundaries. So you definitely have a decision to make if you are an earth sign coming up with this full moon. Remember, this is a perfect time to release anything that is holding you back. Anything, anyone, any event. And if it's something that sometimes, like, you know, we do something and then we're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have did that, or maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe that was pretty not my character. Reflect on that. Reflect on it. Reflect about what it was that makes you understand and feel that you are better than that, right? That you are better than that sense, or you are better than that event. You are better than that moment. And release it back to the universe. It's like starting fresh. But let the clarity, let that area where you see the messaging come through, especially with the Ace of Cups. And when we have the decision and the decision's there, own it. Like, just own it. And it is what it is, right? It is what it is, and we move on. It is what it is, and we move on. For your intention card, Pope Joan. The point of possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. And I love this because this really reflects that when we do have a decision, when we do have that area of creating intentions, especially with this, the Pope, she was known for being like such a healer and such somebody who not only helped so many people on a physical level, but she really helped them on a spiritual and soul level as well. So for this is a time that you are definitely going to understand that it is limitless. You control it. You have the destiny to move in the energy of the possibilities, because the soul is limitless, right? So if you're feeling like maybe I will never love again, maybe I will never get a chance to do a career change, maybe I'll never get a chance to travel, or you're feeling very limited, just know that this energy is actually limitless, which means it can happen. It can be done. And especially with this full moon in Sagittarius, it's definitely possible. It is definitely limitless. So enjoy that vibration. Okay, so let's see for so we had Earth, and now we are on to water. So water signs include Scorpio, Pisces, and also Cancer. And we are heading into Cancer season. So that's amazing. I love the Cancer is such like an intuitive zodiac. And also the Pisces is, maybe feeling a little shifted as it has Saturn. Maybe there's some areas of restrictions or boundaries or something like that. Don't worry, Saturn's going into retrograde, so that might give you a little bit more free will, where you might be feeling a little bit more fun and carefree. Ooh, whoa. Okay, let's get into it. Every time I see this card, it does kind of give me that right in the center, not because there's something bad or something just horrible, but it lets me know that for the water signs, there might have been an area of hurt, and there might have been an area where somebody may have led you to a path that wasn't really the most resilient for you. It wasn't really the area that you should have been in, the area where you felt 100% appreciated, and it was kind of like this area of shadow. And sometimes the shadow, when we get into this shadow state, the guidance of the shadow, sometimes it feels, I don't even know how to explain it. Sometimes it feels like comforting, and it feels good, and it feels like this area that we think we're supposed to be in. We think we're supposed to be in, but we're not. And we all come from areas of shadow. My listeners know I've talked about the time that I felt like I was in my most shadow state, where I had a lot of emotions. And it's kind of interesting that this is the card for the water signs, that I had a lot of emotions that were in this like dark energy, and I just could not get myself out of it. And a lot of the times what was happening is sometimes, even though there was external factors about it, and there was a lot of external factors, there was also a lot of internal factors. There was a lot of internal area that I didn't fully release. I didn't fully acknowledge. I didn't fully say, I gotta let that shit go. I gotta let it go. I gotta let the past go. I gotta let the hurt go. I gotta let the anger go. I gotta let the area go. Because if I don't let it go, nobody's gonna let it go for me. So definitely when I see this card, it lets me know that somebody is probably been in the area of where boundaries have been taken advantage of, maybe some betrayal, maybe some energy of self-doubt, maybe some energy of grief, of loss has happened. So if you are a water sign and that has happened to you, release it. Release it, release it, release it. And the reason why is because the light is coming. That sun energy, that solar plex energy, that solar energy is coming. It wants to give you the new intentions. It wants to give you the vibration of movement. It wants to bring that energy forward, but it can't until we release it. So this lets me know that the water signs for this area with the full moon in Sagittarius, we're definitely going to be wanting to release, 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 release. Definitely release, 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 release before the intentions of the sun vibration come and really pull it through. Okay, so now it is time for the intention card for the water signs for this full moon in Sagittarius. And for the water signs too, I feel like this is an energy that has a lot of new beginning coming, but sometimes we just have to release. And for your intention card, we have Khadija. Oh, I'm really bad at pronouncing this name. Khadija, the mother of believers. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. Yes. And I love this card because I think it really speaks to the area of independence, also the area of growth, and acknowledging that we create intentions, and we create our area of heaven and earth for myself. So if we've been living in an area that doesn't feel so heavenly, it's going to take us to provide that energy of transition and transformation to a different space. So that is for the water signs. And now we are moving on to the air signs. I actually think I messed up my rotation. I think I was supposed to go. I mean, it's okay, but I think I was supposed to go fire, water, earth, and then air, but I went fire, earth, and then water. It's a little different. We switched it up, a little different, but I was like, wait a minute. Something's not right. Something's a little bit different, but I'm not sure what. Okay, so let's go for the, because that threw me off, because I was like, wait, am I supposed to do earth? I remembered I already did earth, so I did definitely throw off my rotation, which my rotation just helps me remember who I'm reading for next. I guess I could get a post-it, but you know. Ooh, the first card makes you say, ooh, hey. You know what's funny is one of the cards that came up right now almost pulled up again earlier, but I shuffled again, and then I was like, well, I still haven't shuffled because I try to shuffle at least 4 times, especially with the tarot. So I put it back. Now it came up again. So I really know this message is coming, right? Okay. Abundance. Really abundance for the air signs. That area of the 9 Pentacles lets us know that it's time for us to make wise choices, to embrace that area of wealth and abundance for this full moon, to have maybe some strategy. And the reason why I say that for the air signs is because right now it is where we are reaching for something. We are reaching for something, and it is in a collective purpose. It is in a community purpose, and it's going to be a journey. It's going to be not really that it's a hard journey, but it's just a journey that we have to put work in. And sometimes we think that manifesting is just given to us, and the area of abundance and the area of growth is just given to us, and it doesn't happen like this. I just saw this meme where it says, I manifested it, but I also worked hard for it. And that's really, in all honesty, what manifesting and creating intentions is. Yes, it can be done. Yes, it is limitless. But sometimes we're going to have to put in that work. That's going to feel like we are, jumping around or moving or climbing a ladder. It's not always going to come so easy. It's not always going to be a pure path of just bliss, right? Somebody is not just going to hand us over the perfect career. Somebody is not just going to hand us over the perfect relationship. Somebody's not just going to hand us over $1 million. I don't know, unless you win the lottery, right? But it's like there is that area of work that we have to acknowledge has to be there. It's going to be there, and we are going to accomplish it, and we are going to move forward, especially with this full moon. So for the air signs, look at it in a state of mind where you understand that manifesting and this area of abundance is for you. This area of abundance is for you. This area of work, wealth, and movement is for you. It is coming. It is here. It is in the place that you are. It is in the atmosphere that you are. But sometimes it's going to feel like I had to climb a ladder. It's going to feel like I had to climb that energy. I had to pull myself up. And another thing that I really like about this card with, and I don't want to move around too much because I want you to see it with the Five of Wands. It is more than one person in this. And that speaks volume, right? And this lets you know you can go to your collective, you can go to your community, you can go to your family, you can say, hey, I need help. Hey, I'm doing this. Can you help me on this? Or hey, can you watch my kid one night so I can do a pottery class? Or hey, I want to take this course on teaching me how to start my own business. Or hey, I want to go back to school. There's nothing wrong with asking and verbalizing, I am working towards something, but I'm going to need some support. And that is totally fine. That is totally fine. So if you're an air sign, open up that throat chakra and let's get it, because it is here, but we're going to be working for it. Okay. And for your intention card for the air signs, I love doing these little fun readings. They're not too in-depth, but they have a message and they have an area of intention and also an area of release, especially for the full moons, right? And I'm super excited because for this full moon in Sagittarius, I'm going to be doing some sound energy with some people, and it's going to be at a park, and it's going to be outside, and it's going to be doing yoga. Like they're going to be doing yoga. I'm going to be doing the sound energy. So it's like you never know what is next in your journey when you create intentions, you know. And I've done sound energies before for people in a in-person setting, but this is my second one. So, you know, I dreamt it, I thought of it, but you know, actually doing it now, it feels very rewarding. And it feels rewarding knowing that a vision, a thing that at the time felt like just an intention or a thought, is actually becoming reality. So for the intention sign, for the air signs, and air signs are Aquarius, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. I'm having like a brain fart. Okay, so we have High Priestess, Enheduanna, High Priestess. I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. What? I love that. That is beautiful. Yep. I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. Oh, that's beautiful. So just remember, when it comes from love and it comes from that area of giving, it flows a little bit easier. And becoming one with who we are is the most important part, right? The most important part of all this. So I want to thank everybody who watched this video. Thank you. Please comment, let me know your zodiac in the comments, and let me know if you will be releasing or setting intentions this full moon. And please share this video out, and also remember to subscribe. And thank you so much for all the support, and everybody have an amazing full moon in Sagittarius. Bye.